I love Singularity Band. I love Singularity Band. I love it. It's good. But everybody calls it bad. Why? Well, for starters, Singularity Band is Kajaro's band dash 300% plus Renaud's band, which is 250% on 10-second cooldown and 10-second cooldown. And Void Band, or Singularity Band, is the corrupted version of these two. So, Void Band. And it is 100% on a 20-second cooldown. Now, that sounds like complete garbage. Maybe the worst void item in the game. Which it isn't, because things um, like, let me draw. These items, this item, the crit glasses, their void item sucks. Stupid. I don't like it. I'm sorry. That was mean. But anyways, this does not equal bad. And that's because it has a 1.0 proc coefficient, which means that it has a 10% chance of activating items like ATG, or a 5% chance of Sticky Bomb at 1 stack. Basically, whatever the description of the item says, that's the chance this has. These two, let me arrow, have a 0.0 proc coefficient, which means they can't activate ATGs or anything like that. And so that helps to close the distance. So let's say I have 10 base damage, my hit does 400% damage, which is needed to activate all these items, which means that I did 40. So in total, Kajaros plus Renaud equals 550% damage, which is 550 is 220, and then if we add the 40, we get a 260D. Void Band is 100, so it does 40. We get 80. But say say I had one of each of these. If I picked a Void Band, I would then have 3 Void Bands because of how it stacks, and that means that my Void Band would be doing 300%, which is 120 and 160D. So already it's looking grim, because in the 20 seconds this can activate once, this activates twice, which would be 520 damage. But let's add in a variable. Let's say I have a plimp, or a plasma shrimp. That does 40% total damage. So for this one, at 1 stack. So for this one, it would do 16 damage. So this would turn this all the way up to, let me think, 276 every 10 seconds, or 500 plus every 20 seconds. This would be, this would proc twice, so not only would it do a 40%, sorry, excuse me, there's my phone. This, I think, this would go up to 224 because of 120 times 0.4 plus 120 plus 16 plus 40. If we add all those together, we get 224. So it's still looking pretty bad. But we have to remember this. It will hit every enemy that, sorry. This is sure to always get its damage off on an enemy. This is not, because Kajaro's band does its damage over 3 seconds. And that means that an enemy can just walk out of the fire tornado like, see, look at Jimmy, he's safe. He don't care about Kajaro's band. Meanwhile, with Void Band, Black Hole, let's put in Jimmy. Oh man, his life sucks, because he can't escape. It's a black hole that sucks him in. So he is for sure to get hit by this and take all the damage, unlike this one. But let's work with, say, even bigger numbers. I have an ATG, which does 300% damage, so that is 120. That leads to 380, which is like 360 plus 760 every 20 seconds. Meanwhile, we do this one, that is 120 times 3 plus 120 plus 120 plus 40 for a total of 640 if we're lucky enough to get the ATG proc twice. So it's doing less damage and we need to get luckier. But this also hits way more enemies, so it has a higher chance of getting that second proc of ATG, and theoretically it could proc 18 ATGs if it wanted, doing a bajillion damage. But anyways, if I had say 2 ATGs, this would be 240 damage, and basically the more proc items I have, the more Void Band value goes up, and the more these guys' values go down. So, when should you... But, there's still a choice to be made. When should you pick up Void Band? So, let me get rid of all this. This section is going to ignore Drizzle and Rainstorm, because it does not matter. We will be focusing on Monsoon. I have no clue what the icon looks like. Through Eclipse 8. I don't like that color. I'm choosing a new one. Eclipse 8. Aw, that's pretty. Anyways, basically, I have a sticky bomb and an ATG. Which one should I pick up? Or these ones. So, because I have these proc items, this would be better. But let's say, my bad, gang. These two would be better. But let's say I don't have any proc items. Which one should I pick? Sorry, I got that mixed up. This one is better if I have proc items. I don't have any proc items, so we choose these two. But there's also some character decisions. Say I'm playing Railgunner with her base special. That is 14,000% damage on like a 15-second cooldown. If I were to proc, it is more likely to proc It procs Void Band and Kajaru and Runald at a similar rate, meaning Void Band is likely going to do more damage as long as you have like a Sticky Bomb or an ATG or basically any proc item. But again, it still depends on your proc items. But in conclusion, Void. Oh, that looks different. That's why. Void Band is equals have procs like ATG or Sticky Bomb or any other. Ukulele is great with Void Band because it groups up all the enemies. But Kajaru and Runald's equals no procs. And that means, and this is my stance once and for all, that anybody who says Void Band is utter trash, I just did the math in front of you to show you how Void Band is not trash and it's situational while being better in a lot of cases, like having procs and snowballing runs, than Kajaru and Runald, who can't necessarily snowball runs. I will say, if you are if your only damage source is bans, definitely do not take void bans because that will basically just nerf your damage. But as long as you have other damage items and procs, you should always, at the very minimum, consider void band. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk on why anybody who says void band is trash is wrong and shouldn't get an opinion on this game. Sorry, that was really loud and mean. I apologize.